Hey y'all, Shades Actual, just coming to do a 6-month review or update of the Argus LWNVM mount. So I've had this thing for, like I said, 6 months, and I've honestly really enjoyed it. Haven't had any cons. It really hasn't loosened up on me in any way, shape, or form. I also got a new shroud, as you can see, and I was talking about in my last one where it was kind of wobbly. This one, it's pretty super tight, honestly. Everything's held up pretty good. It has some nicks onto the, I don't know if it's necessarily a Cerakoting or what it is on here, but it has some nicks. I'm thinking of spray painting it in the future, maybe just coating it with some Rust-Oleum. I'm not exactly sure. I did talk to Argus about what metals were used in this, and if it's not polymer type plastic, it's either 6061 or 7075, depending on the parts. There's probably 2 different metals, and it seems like this metal right here is different than the breakaway metal. But those are the metals, so I haven't had any trouble with rusting, and I do live in the South, which is pretty humid. It's been rained on before, as you can tell on the ground. It kind of rains and around here, and I haven't seen any rusting or anything. So I'm not too worried about rusting, but I just probably want to hit that with some Rust-Oleum. Other than that, everything has been working pretty good. I feel like my last review of the Argus mount was pretty spot on with how I feel about it. There's only some minor little quirks that honestly really just one that I've noticed, and it might be specific to my mount. Let me grab my night vision. It might be specific more to my J-arm than the mount itself, but sometimes when locking up the dovetail mount to the Argus, and I think I talked about this last time, it isn't a super positive lock, and sometimes when I'm trying to put it on at night, it doesn't lock up completely. So I'm very glad that I have this like nerd-like strap, and I kind of rope it around there, and it kind of keeps it in place. But one second, sometimes it won't fully engage, and you can kind of pull it off. So that's just kind of, it might be my noise fighter mount that's the problem. I'm not sure. I'm going to get a new J-arm and kind of review that out, the branch, and I believe Nocturnal Tendencies has that on their website. So I'm going to do a review on that once I pick up that after the holiday season and all the holiday spending's done, and I see how much money I have left over. But overall, I've had no problems with the Argus. Everything's been holding up super well. No loose shaking, no loosening of the screws or anything. Argus, I talked to them, and like I said, and they do not have any plans on doing a updated Argus or LWNVM 2.0. They're just going to keep pumping these out. I've heard that there have been some quality control issues, and I did talk to Nocturnal Tendencies about that, and he sold, I believe, over 200 of these, and only one of them had to be returned due to like being out of spec and not mounting up correctly. So I'm not exactly a QC nerd, so I don't know. I don't work in QC, so I don't know if that's a good number, like a 1 to 200 or so ratio or not, but it is what it is. And other than that, everyone that I've talked to has seemed to be pretty happy with their mount. So would I recommend this mount? Yes. In the future, will there be better mounts? Not sure, but as of right now, for the price point that you can get it at Nocturnal Tendencies for with my code SHADES with a Z, I believe. It might be an S. I'll put it down in the linked it below in the description. But for $5 off, I believe it comes to like $155 or $145. I'm not exactly sure, and that's at this time. It's a steal, honestly, and there's really zero complaints about it. It's held up super well, and you don't have to spend $500 on a mount if you're not using it for duty use, is what I tell people. Like, if you're LARPing around in the woods, shooting a lot or shooting competitions with this, I like the Argus mount. It's nice, and I feel secure with my nods, at least. Eventually I'll go down to dual tubes, and I'm sure it'll hold up dual tubes perfectly fine. So would I recommend it? Yes, pick it up at Nocturnal Tendencies, use code SHADES, and hopefully y'all are doing well. And so hit like, subscribe, and comment for more content, and be on the lookout for the branch review and how that does.